As a child, I was more into dreams than studies, or more into imagination, and I was a kind of a child with a lot of curiosities and observing what is happening around me. I was fond of pets a lot, so different kind of birds and pets, and kind of childhood. I think now I can recall it with full of greenery and a lot of trees, and the other side it's sea, a vast sea. As a kid, I was very keen, fishing. It's a very different experience in that, you imagine a lot of things that, you can't see inside water what is, but your curiosity, you keep on, staying there, or kind of a patience you develop. That, the thing is that you imagine a lot of things, that there is something happening, and each time you feel that your own imagination, you connect with that thing, there is a fish coming, and so it's a kind of a constant engagement with imagination, and that was a very different feeling for me. My father was a painter, he's a painter, and my grandfather was a painter. So I know that technicalities, or like whatever happening in art world, generally I know as a kid. But I was not that curious or interested in becoming an artist. So but I was interested in poetry and some other areas of theatre, poetry and cinema and other things, but not keen about making art or anything. It's all like after a certain age, I think around 17, 18-year-old, that then I grew. Otherwise, my curiosities were, I think it was a kind of a different search going on, which I was unable to understand what I was searching for. Then the moment I start drawing and especially start sculpting, that opened up a new world for me, a kind of a new realization for what are the things. So that's the way that parallel to that sculpting, I grew up with sculpting. Those are the memories are much more stronger than what actually it was. In 1995, 96, I moved to Delhi to pursue MA degree in Fine Arts. So that's the way that I moved from Trivandrum to Delhi. The cultural platform which Delhi offered those days, where there were film festivals going on and a lot of other things around that, music programs, theatre festivals, and had kind of a diverse and multiple activities, cultural activities happening. That was something very new for me to engage. And another thing is that you are in a city, you are in a capital city where you find entirely different cultures together. So relocating was a huge shift, a very entirely different shift in the sense of land, the soil, the culture, water, food, language, climate, light. So everything is, everything is different. I think that difference, that distance is something very important. As a person who is into a kind of a three-dimensional art making, especially sculpting, so you need a studio space, a place where you need all kind of materials, tools, because in my work material plays a lot. It took nearly 10 years to come up with a language or a thing which I really want to make or bring that thing. Then I was searching for a very local, usual things, usual and ordinary, we can call it. So ordinary material. I used leather, steel, like iron, stone, waste, tin sheets. In different contexts, it start coming. Sculpting is not just about the material or the process of bring, sculptural physicality of that thing or physically making something. It's more than that, kind of sculpting an idea of existence, a thing or an object, how it transforms into art. The material itself contains a kind of a language of, when you place it in that context. Whatever you use in like, especially you see in interiors and exteriors, like ceramic tiles or iron, metal, wood. There are many works. I think one is work called Humid Distance. I was, start using the glass as a material, kind of where the glass or the grill and glass, the layer it creates, there is an interior space, and when from the interior you look out, there is another world. So this functions as a kind of a middle space, a kind of a layer in between two people, or in between two time, or in between two situations or two realities. Then there is a work called Half Real. It's a kind of, I've been working with the idea of human existence, or a kind of the whole idea of living, or something which is human is losing. It's kind of like you are unable to reach into that core of existence, or a kind of a realization. So that's the way that the idea came as Half Real, where I used a kind of furnitures in an interior space, but it looked like a kind of a reflection of a landscape, or exterior world is reflecting inside. I think it's a continuity of a dream. I'm still kind of in a journey.